Live from Fox 5, welcome to the News Block.
Here are the top stories on the news block. Mayor-elect Mamdani is looking to staff up City Hall. What he's doing to help find the right people for the job. But first, the FAA says it's cutting thousands of flights a day due to the government shutdown, a decision that will impact all three major New York airports. And it's another windy day around the city, but some warmer weekend temps could be on the way. Good afternoon, I'm Lisa Evers. Thanks for joining us for the News Block. The news of those flight cuts is not what any traveler wants to hear. Let's get right to Fox 5's Linda Schmidt at LaGuardia Airport with more. Linda?
Yeah, hi there, Lisa. You know, we went live at noon today, and the situation at noon was the board that is over my shoulder right here at LaGuardia had about 56 flights. About 12 of them were on delay. As of right now at 4 o'clock, 37 of the 56 flights are on delay. Now, travelers, they are already preparing for the worst. That is going to be hitting tomorrow. That's when it starts. And they have the holidays on their mind as well. You know, Thanksgiving is just 3 weeks away. Go ahead, take a look at this video here. The FAA, starting tomorrow, will begin reducing the number of flights by 10% at the country's busiest airports, which, of course, includes LaGuardia, where we are right now, JFK, and Newark, as well as L.A., Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, and others. Passengers who already have flights booked, well, they should start getting notified today about their flights being canceled. Now, the FAA and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy say that this is necessary to maintain safety. Since the government shutdown started October 1st, air traffic controllers have not been getting paid. They have not received a paycheck. They are working 6 days a week with mandatory overtime. And as a result, many are calling out sick. You're about to hear from Transportation Secretary Duffy and some of the travelers we spoke with at LaGuardia earlier today.
You were seeing increased pressure in these 40 markets, and we looked at the data. This was data-driven, and so taking 10% of the flights out will reduce that pressure.
It's going to be very, very bad, and there was a shortage of controllers beforehand, so it's going to be really bad.
I'm going on a cruise, so on my way back, I'm leaving from Texas, right? And I'm thinking, since this is going on, will I be able to leave from Texas, you know?
We're super excited that we flew out today and not tomorrow, so we're just, fingers crossed that everything's okay today.
So what is expected starting tomorrow? Well, they start implementing the 10% reduction in flights across the country, again, at 40 of the busiest airports. Experts say that could affect about 1,800 flights every day and up to 268,000 passengers. Lisa, back inside to you.
Big impact there, Linda. Thank you very much for that. Let's get a check on the weather right now, and let's bring in meteorologist Nick Gregory at the Weather Center for a look at the forecast. Nikki, how are we looking?
Well, the wind has been a big problem today, Lisa. Again, overnight particularly, we had very strong wind gusts. Take a look at some of these again. We're talking wind gusts that hit 70 miles per hour out at Stony Brook on the island. Bayville at 61, about the same at White Plains, Bayonne, New Jersey, 54. Bridgeport, Connecticut, even gusting there to 52. And temperatures have cooled off compared to yesterday. We're only in the 40s right now. North Jersey, Hudson Valley, they're down to White Plains, and only low 50s in the city, heading to Newark down towards Belmar, 53, and low 50s taking us across Long Island. And the wind, again, is still a factor. These are the sustained speeds. It is sustained at 25 miles per hour there at White Plains. Not as bad in the city, but, we get in that 10 to 20 mile per hour range just about everywhere else. And here are the latest gusts in the last hour, still gusting to almost 40 up there at White Plains, and gusting to 20 to 30 miles per hour as you get around the city, heading down towards Newark. So this is going to be a problem into the early part of the evening. Then the wind's going to subside as the night goes along. But the wind is going to return tomorrow by late morning to the afternoon. It is going to get a little bit gusty. But as the wind dies off tonight, and we're just going to have a couple of patchy clouds in the sky, we do have a frost advisory in effect. This is going to go until 9 o'clock in the morning. And notice it includes, again, northeast New Jersey there, Bergen County extending off towards Fairfield County, southern Connecticut, right along the coast. And Suffolk County will have that again until about 9 o'clock in the morning. So that gives you an idea of where those temperatures will be headed tonight, down into the chilly 30s in a lot of spots. Now, on the satellite view, not much really going on. We had some sunshine. We had a couple of these little clouds kind of come through. And as we sort of take a look at the wide view, there'll be little patchy clouds that are still going to be in the forecast as the night goes along. With sort of this ridge of high pressures in control. You know, the storm that came through the other day in combination with that high pressures, we still have that flow coming down pretty much out of the northwest, which has been pretty gusty. Eventually, this system is going to be approaching from the west. You're going to see here in our futurecast. That's going to lead to a little bit of rain tomorrow night. Until then, though, tonight, again, the wind diminishes. The temperatures are dropping. Could be some upper 20s in those colder spots north and west to about 40 or so in the city and upper 30s along the coast. So rather chilly night coming up. Tomorrow, sun goes into some clouds. With a little recovery in temperatures, we should reach the upper 50s, even touching 60 in parts of New Jersey tomorrow. The clouds really thicken up in the afternoon, and then here comes that little bit of rain. It's not a lot, but it'll happen as we get into Friday night, and it'll likely last in the early part of Saturday morning. It gets out of the way, and then things will improve after that. Look at Saturday, though. We're going to jump into the mid and upper 60s one more time with another shot of rain coming in by the time we get towards Sunday. So look for about 40 degrees in the city for tonight. Again, a little patchy clouds and closer to 30 as you get into the suburbs. And then we'll look for sun to give into clouds tomorrow. But again, temperatures rising into the upper 50s with an increasing wind. Lisa?
All right, Nikki, thank you very much for that. Developing now, 2 firefighters remain hospitalized at this hour after a garbage fire sparked an explosion in the Bronx. It happened just after 7 last night on Westchester Avenue between Intervale Avenue and Kelly Street in Longwood. The FDNY says it started in some trash and then spread to some nearby cars before the blast. A total of 7 firefighters were injured. 5 have been released. Fire marshals are still investigating the cause. President Trump announcing a deal to lower the cost of popular weight loss drugs. He says the White House reached an agreement with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to expand coverage and reduce prices for their obesity treatments, Zepbound and Wegovy. So far, access to the medications has been limited because of their high costs and spotty insurance coverage. But Trump says starting next year, the obesity drugs will be available to Medicare patients, and some lower prices will also be passed on and phased in for patients without coverage.
Until now, neither of these 2 popular drugs have been covered by Medicare for weight loss, and they've only rarely been covered by Medicaid. They've often cost consumers more than $1,000 per month, and some a lot more than that.
Starting doses of new pill versions of the obesity treatments will cost $149 a month if they are approved. There was a medical emergency in the Oval Office during the press conference about the weight loss drugs. Novo Nordisk executive Gordon Finley suddenly collapsed. Dr. Mehmet Oz was in the room and rushed over to help him as reporters were quickly ushered out. No word yet on what caused Finley to collapse or how he's doing now. And former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will not seek re-election to Congress. Pelosi, who represented San Francisco for nearly 40 years, made this announcement this morning. The 85-year-old is an architect of the Affordable Care Act and a leader on the international stage. Most recently, Pelosi quietly helped orchestrate Joe Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 presidential race. And now it appears she is passing the torch as well. Pelosi's term in Congress ends on January 3rd, 2027. Fresh off the heels of introducing his all-female transition team, Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani announces his administration is hiring. This morning, Mamdani posted a tweet on his X account announcing, "We're hiring," and providing a job portal link to send in resumes. The application asks you to supply your name, address, and contact information. It gives areas of subject matter expertise ranging from arts and culture to community organizing, technology, and worker justice. Meanwhile, Mamdani is expected to attend the Somos Conference in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where he's scheduled to speak at 6 tonight.